Okay.
I would like each of you to think of the most attractive person you know. Somebody, when you see them, everything draws you in. Believe it or not, like that sense of attraction that you're feeling is due to pure science. It's mostly your subconscious behaviors and reactions to your senses that you can't control. I'm talking about the science behind attraction. And scientists and doctors have spent so much time around the world to really figure out why we like certain people or why we're attracted to them. And I think that everybody can use this information because you can use it in your own life and in relationships. And if you understand like body language or why you're attracted to someone, then you can change your own behaviors. Like personally, I've always thought this was like interesting because we all know someone who's like with a friend, and they're like, oh, they're so good looking. Oh, I like them so much. Oh, I'm so lucky to have them. And then you're like, seriously? And you just don't understand why you're possibly like this person. And so I wanted to figure out. So I did some time to study stuff, and I just want to say that there is a lot of information about homosexual behaviors and heterosexual behaviors, but I'm going to focus mostly on heterosexual behaviors because I just don't have the time to cover both, so just so you're aware. But the thing that I really want to cover is mostly about smell, because there are many aspects of smell, and as weird as it sounds, but the smells that we can't control are subconscious, that we pick up on people. The smells that we can control, like colognes and perfumes, and then how our smell affects our memory. So the first kind of smell that I want to talk about is everybody has a scent to themselves that they don't realize they have, and it's linked to our genes. And geneticist Christina Garver-Apgar did a study and found that that scent is linked to our specifically immune system genes. And the reason behind this they found is that because when two people are together, what you really think is that I'm going to have good children with this person, or we're going to make good offspring, as weird as that sounds. And so they think that with opposite immune system genes, they create a smell that is complementary to each other. So I'll do a little hand motion for you guys. If this is the male immune system genes, and this is the female immune system genes, and they come together and have a child, now the child is now immune to all these new diseases. But if they had the same immune system genes, they wouldn't have a smell that complemented each other. But if they got together, then the child would be less good for each other, and they would be ill. And so they think that that would help. Now that smells that you guys really aren't going to be able to control or change, so it's not really, it's neat to know, but it won't really help you. But what you can control is your colognes and your perfumes. And Dr. Rachel Heiss did a survey, and for guys, this is like the #1 thing you should pick up from this speech. She asked over hundreds of college student women and found that scent, colognes, were the #1 determiner if a woman thought a male was attractive or not. That's above weight, that's above athletic ability, height, it was scent. So I'm not saying like if you go like axe, the women like crawl over you, but it would be a good idea to try it out. And okay, for women, the males, they don't think the same. They thought the #1 thing that was important was just plain physical attractiveness, not scent or anything like that. But they did find the Smell and Taste Treatment Foundation did a study and had women line up, and then the men came and guessed their weight. And then they sprayed them with floral perfumes and had the new men come back, and they found on average the women weighed 10 pounds lighter. So if you don't feel like working out that week or something, spray some florals on you. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is memory with smell. It is said that memory, smell is the #1 link to memory. So if you're going to go out on a date with someone or with someone, they recommend that you spray your cologne or perfume every time you sit with that person in the same smell. That way, when you go out and that person maybe smells that smell somewhere else, they're automatically thinking of you. And so it's like a good way to keep that person keep you in their head. And personally, when I heard this, I was like, that's awesome. Like I knew exactly what they were talking about. Because I was with someone, and he sprayed that cologne all the time. Like, it was a little overkill. I think he, like, sprayed stuff he gave me and everything. But I have this scent in my head. And whenever I go now, even though I haven't seen him forever, and I smell that on, like, any other guy, better or for worse, I think of him. And it's interesting, because when I read that, I was like, that's so true. But I think it's clear that scent can go into, like, every aspect of our life. And it's really important, whether it's just smells that we can't control in our senses, or the colognes and perfumes that we can, or just in our memories or whatever. So there's so much more information that I had. Actually, when I first did the speech, it was over 15 minutes long, and so I had to cut out a few sentences here and there. But I got these papers. I put more information that I found because I thought it was interesting, so I was like, you guys could take it home if you want, or just look at it for a second. So I guess I'll just pass it around. Whoever wants to take it. Look at it. Like that. There you go. But I hope you guys really learned something from this, and that it can affect you can change something about you, maybe put on some cologne or perfume, or do whatever you want to do. But I'm kind of excited because I'm hoping that like next Tuesday you'll come in here and it's like reeking of axe and flowers. So,
Thank you.